Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are jumping right in to tackle a massive headache for growers. We're focusing on diagnosing and defeating a stealthy hidden enemy that might literally be destroying your vegetable harvests right under your nose. I mean, if you've ever poured your time, energy, and hard-earned money into your fields only to watch your perfectly healthy plants suddenly take a bizarre turn for the worse, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to decode the sneaky clues this pest leaves behind, and we'll build a structured tactical defense plan to protect your livelihood.
So let me ask you a quick question, and I want you to picture your fields right now. Are your crops looking inexplicably burned? Are you seeing yellowing leaves, curling edges, or signs that look suspiciously like a nutrient deficiency, even though you absolutely know you've fertilized perfectly? It's incredibly frustrating to do everything by the book, only to see your harvest just wither away. If you're nodding your head to any of these unexplained symptoms, you know what? You might not have a soil problem at all. You might have a serious pest problem.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Meet the green hopper, understanding the enemy. To beat this enemy, we really have to know how it operates, right? The green leaf hopper is a sap-sucking insect. Now, it doesn't just take a little bite of a leaf and move on. No, it literally inserts itself into the plant and sucks the vital sap, the actual lifeblood, right out of it. It heavily targets and severely damages a wildly diverse variety of vegetable crops just by systematically draining the energy they need to grow. And guys, this thing has a very specific hit list. If you're growing tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, or potatoes, your fields are a prime target. It also absolutely loves yard-long beans and climbing vines like cucumbers and pumpkins. Basically, if you're cultivating vines or common high-value vegetables, your harvest is at severe risk. This pest has expensive taste, and it for sure does not discriminate among our favorite cash crops.
Moving right along to Section 2, Spotting the Crop Damage, Signs of Infestation.
Let's play detective for a second and look at the crime scene evidence left behind. The physical signs of damage are actually pretty distinct and urgent. Because the hopper is actively stealing the plant's sap, the leaves quickly begin yellowing. You'll notice that new shoots become completely stunted, like they just stopped developing altogether. As the damage progresses, look really closely at the edges of the leaves. They'll start curling upwards, completely deforming the plant's structure. And finally, you'll see scorched or burned leaf tips, which is a clear distress signal from a plant that's being drained dry.
If you leave this unchecked, these symptoms escalate into something truly terrifying for any grower. It's a condition known as hopper burn. In severe attacks, the plant looks literally burned alive. The foliage turns completely scorched and brown, and the entire plant becomes permanently stunted. At this stage, growth just halts entirely, and the crop is essentially lost. It is an absolutely devastating sight.
But here's the kicker. This is where the green leaf hopper employs some brilliant misdirection. Hopper damage can cause white, yellow, or even red spots on the leaves. To the untrained eye, this looks exactly like a lack of vital nutrients in the soil. It completely tricks the farmer into treating the soil, dumping in fertilizers, and wasting precious time and money, all while the hopper just keeps multiplying and feeding. Recognizing this disguise is your absolute first major step in saving your crops.
All right, time to fight back. Section 3, Smart Farming Defenses. Protect your crops. Believe it or not, your defense actually begins the exact moment you finish your previous harvest. This is your post-harvest protocol. Step 1. Remove and destroy your old crops immediately. Do not just leave them in the field to rot. Step 2. Aggressively clear all surrounding weeds. By doing this, you're ruthlessly eliminating the hopper's hiding spots and their alternative food sources. You're basically starving them out before you even plant your next seed.
Now, what's really interesting here is this surprisingly strategic tactic using trap crops. Think of this as setting up a decoy perimeter. By planting specific crops like corn, king grass, or sugarcane on the four corners of your farm, you intentionally give the hoppers a much more attractive target. You lure the pests away from your vulnerable cash crops and contain them right at the edges of your property, where they're way easier to manage.
Another absolutely crucial layer of defense is crop rotation. If you just plant the exact same vulnerable vegetables season after season, you're essentially building a permanent, all-you-can-eat buffet for the hopper. You have to break their reproductive life cycle. Rotate your fields with safe crops that the hopper doesn't favor. Excellent choices for this rotation include corn, leafy greens, sunflowers, and mung beans.
Of course, even with the best defenses, a few hoppers might slip through the cracks. When you're walking your fields and you spot those nasty, curled, yellowing leaves we talked about earlier, you must act instantly. Prune the plant. Physically cut away the damaged, affected parts and make sure you properly dispose of them far away from the field. This halts the spread immediately and stops the pests from moving to healthy foliage.
And as we all know, timing is everything in agriculture. You really need to know when the threat is at its highest. During the wet season, the risk is generally pretty low. However, as the season transitions, you need to be on high alert. The dry season brings the absolute peak threat. This is when the hopper population just explodes. During the dry season, vigilant field sampling is absolutely critical. You have to catch the pests early, before they multiply totally out of control.
Which brings us to our final strategy, Section 4, Bio and Chem Weapons, Reactive Counterattacks.
So, if prevention fails, you've got two main categories of treatment in your arsenal. On one side, we have natural biological weapons. This includes active ingredients like azadirachtin, which is a neem extract, and Beauveria bassiana, a really cool natural fungus that specifically targets pests. On the other side, we have your heavy-hitting chemical weapons. If you have to go the chemical route, the active ingredients you're looking for are abamectin and buprofezin. This gives you clear options depending on your farm's specific management practices.
I want to make sure this really sticks in your mind. When you go to the agricultural supply store, you aren't looking for a flashy brand name. You are looking for the actual science that works. The golden rule here is this: use active ingredients like azadirachtin or abamectin to eliminate the threat. Whether you choose the biological path or the chemical path, these are the proven agents that will stop the sap-sucking destruction in its tracks and save your harvest.
So, what does this all mean for us? The threat is real, but it is 100% manageable if you stay proactive. We've decoded their disguise, we've built a perimeter of trap crops, and we know exactly what active ingredients to use when the time comes. I'll leave you with this final thought. The dry season is always coming. Based on everything we've covered today, is your farm ready to trap the hopper? Or will it let it trap you? Take action, protect those fields, and hey, thanks for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning and keep growing.